Hi guys, my name's Colin and this is Colin Talks Crypto. It's very important in this crazy economic time because we do have so much nuttiness going on in the world right now. We have yield curves crashing, yields going negative, oil rates out the bottom, unemployment out the top, people being stuck inside their homes, unable to get out and work. And we have politicians who feel that it's okay to utterly devastate, demolish, and destroy our economy. Not to mention unlimited money printing and unlimited asset purchases by the government. In my experience, when trying to get friends and family on board with cryptocurrency, sometimes I'm met with resistance. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this phenomenon. You're all excited, you're pumped up, you want to tell them all about it, all about its fundamentals, how it makes the world a better place, how it makes money better, and they hear you and they don't do anything. There must be a missing element here. And I believe that there are two phases to the education process for really anything, but I'm going to break this down in terms of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and it even applies to gold and silver as well. When we are trying to educate someone else in what these things are all about and what makes them tick. Because we can get into things like the block reward and the halving and the block time and the proof of work consensus algorithm and the smart contract features and the programmability. But if they don't understand why, that's all way beyond their level of comprehension or even their caring. They just don't even care because they don't know why. Keep in mind that their current life currently revolves around dollars. They work, they make $1, the dollar goes into their bank account, they spend it on their credit card, and that's the extent of knowledge of money. And if you ask them what's wrong with money, it's very likely that they don't understand what's wrong with money, or they have a very superficial understanding. They know that inflation occurs every year at a couple percent, and so they lose a little bit of purchasing power. That's probably the extent of knowledge that an average person has revolving around the economic system. There's some inflation and maybe there's some funny business in politics and they don't know exactly what, but money might get misappropriated. But what can they do about it? There's not much they can do about it. So, they're still living, they still make their paycheck. What are you going to do about it? So there's the what makes Bitcoin tick, what makes cryptocurrencies operate. That's the fundamentals and that's the technicals. And it is a formidable subject, so it is difficult to understand that. But they're not going to be willing to overcome the hurdle and the friction of learning and understanding that if they don't understand the first requisite, which is why. Why learn crypto? Why get into Bitcoin? Why buy a unit of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency? Why does it even exist? And that is a massive mainstream missing element to many people's educations as to understand why they would even need to learn something technical like Bitcoin and how it could help them. And so I'm going to share with you an article that I wrote, and I'm going to follow it up with some resources that helped me on my path to understanding the why. Because I guarantee you, if someone does not understand why, they're not going to spend the time to learn what. So please join me as I read my article to you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Right now, in 2020, we are witnessing a culmination of all the economically ignorant decisions that have been made over the past decades. Why do we keep repeating the same mistakes as a civilization? America freed itself from oppressive rule in England only to recreate the same problems in its new land. It's supposed to be the land of the free, and yet why does it more and more closely resemble the shackles we escaped? In all countries around the world, we vote into power politicians who are economically illiterate and corrupt. Why do we keep doing this? It's because people are not educated in economics. And you might ask yourself, why aren't people educated in economics? Well, the truth of currency creation, issuance, and control is not taught in our schools. Do you remember being taught these things in their true form? Education in money is one of the most important educations a member of any society could gain, as economics forms the bedrock of nearly all social interaction. It's no wonder we have a population of economically illiterate people. They weren't ever taught the subject. As a result, these economic illiterate masses vote in leaders that are unfit to lead and are also economically illiterate. Those individuals, few and rare, who do learn the subject of money, did so of their own drive and searching. This leads us to another very important question. Why isn't the subject of money and currency taught in school? Because if you knew the truth, then they couldn't get away with the lies and deceptions that our system is built upon. If you knew how money really worked, they couldn't hold you down and steal from you any longer. If you were educated, then you would recognize that what is being done should not be done, and you could stand up for what's right. Those who make the rules rely on the masses' ignorance to maintain effectiveness. So the rules that get made are that the people don't get educated in the truth, and then the game can be easily played against them and their ignorance. An idea is the most powerful thing there is. Educate yourself in the basics of money, currency, and economics. To fail to do so is to become part of the problem by perpetuating ignorance and electing ignorant leadership. We will repeat this cycle unless we change something. Education is that change. When talking with others about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and even gold and silver, I find that one very common barrier to their understanding of its importance is a fundamental lack of understanding of the underlying flaws with currency and economics in society as we know it today. Remember, an idea is the most powerful thing there is. Educate yourself. The following is a list of videos and references that I recommend to you to educate yourself because you won't get this education in school. A few hours spent here can change your life forever. And if enough of us do the same, entire societies can be changed. Do yourself a favor and please go through this material. It only takes a few hours. Thank you for watching and listening to my article. Thank you for subscribing, sharing with your friends. Have a great day, guys.